the graduation picture. You're in the cap and gown, smiling, and standing next to you, your mom and dad. Their smiles, maybe even brighter than yours. I have one just like it. For years, that photo wasn't just a memory. It was a promise. It was a contract. It was a receipt for all the years my parents worked to the bone in a foreign land, speaking a language that wasn't theirs, working grueling manual labor jobs. That photo was the guarantee. Their sacrifice had paid off. It was proof of the Asian dream on American soil. That our children wouldn't have to touch the chemicals in a nail salon, or stand in a hot kitchen for 14 hours, or work at a sewing machine. Our children would be office workers, doctors, engineers, accountants, lawyers. We called them stable jobs. And then it arrived. Not as a metal robot walking through the office. No, it came much more quietly. It was a software update. It was a line of code. It was something called artificial intelligence. And here is the real narrative bomb of this story. Those stable jobs that our parents sacrificed their lives for us to get, the knowledge jobs, the clean jobs, are the very first targets in AI's line of sight. And the jobs we tried to escape, the plumber, the electrician, the builder, the jobs that require hands and skillful improvisation, have suddenly become, ironically, safe. This truth doesn't just confuse me. It terrifies me. Not the fear of losing a job, but the fear of disappointing my parents. Have you ever really looked at your parents' hands? My father worked his whole life in a Vietnamese restaurant in San Jose. My mother did nails at a small salon in Houston. Their hands are a map of sacrifice. They are rough, calloused, with small scars, and their own nails are never perfect. It was the unwritten contract of the immigrant generation. We will accept the manual work so you can do the mental work. We, the children, followed that contract perfectly. We studied day and night. We went to college. We became accountants, financial analysts, programmers. We sat in air-conditioned offices, typing on keyboards. Our hands are clean. We thought we had fulfilled our duty, that we had paid our debt of gratitude. But what if our mental work, by its very nature, is easier to replace than their manual work? AI isn't coming for the plumber who has to improvise with an unexpectedly burst pipe. It's coming for the accountant who's reconciling thousands of spreadsheets, a job with rules. It's coming for the junior financial analyst reading 10K reports, a job with patterns. It's coming for the programmer writing basic code. It is coming precisely for us. And this is what keeps me up at night. The greatest fear of an Asian child in the diaspora isn't getting fired. It's having to call home and not knowing how to explain it to mom and dad. That deafening silence on the other end of the line. What would you say? Dad, mom, my engineering degree, that accounting job our family was so proud of, it's not valuable anymore. I've struggled with this a lot. Why? Why are we, the educated ones, so fragile? And I realized an even more painful truth. We as Asian children were raised to be perfect machines. Think about it. Since we were young, we were taught to obey, memorize, follow the template, get a perfect score, solve the math problem with the exact formula, write the essay with the exact structure. We were rewarded for our ability to repeat accurately. We were praised for our ability to simulate perfectly. And AI at its core is the ultimate simulation machine. It can analyze millions of patterns and repeat them with a speed and precision we can never achieve. We have accidentally trained our entire lives to compete in a game we cannot win. The harder we tried to be the good child, the perfect student, the diligent employee following the Goldie rules, the more replaceable we made ourselves. The safe path our parents laid out for us has suddenly become the most dangerous one. So what do we do? Panic? Give up? No. We are the children of people who crossed oceans, who left everything behind, who learned a new language at 40, who rebuilt their lives from nothing. Adaptability and resilience, it is in our blood. This is not an ending. This is a great restructuring. AI isn't coming to take all jobs. It's coming to take the boring jobs, the repetitive jobs, the jobs without humanity. It is freeing us from the very template that held us back for so long. AI is very good at answering what. It can read a financial report and tell you what happened. But it completely fails at answering, so what? And the most important question, how does it feel? The future of the accountant isn't data entry. It's being the strategic advisor who explains to the client why those numbers matter. The future of the doctor isn't reading x-rays. AI does that better. It's sitting down, holding the patient's hand, and explaining the treatment plan. Our future is not to be the inputter, but the AI conductor, the storyteller, the connector. A McKinsey study didn't say AI will replace jobs. It said people who use AI will replace people who do not. And I suddenly realized my parents' work was never just manual. My mother's job at the nail salon wasn't just filing nails. It was 30 minutes of therapy. She listened. She empathized. She remembered the names of her clients' children. That is emotional intelligence. AI cannot do that. My father's job at the restaurant wasn't just cooking. It was creativity. Improvising when an ingredient was missing. Negotiating with suppliers. Calming down a difficult customer. That is complex problem solving. It turns out the most valuable skills for surviving the AI age, empathy, communication, resilience, improvisation, are the very legacy our parents gave us. We were just so busy chasing degrees that we forgot the real weapon was in our blood all along. So what does a stable job mean now? It's no longer a title. It's no longer a big company. Stability now is the ability to learn and adapt endlessly. Our generation's filial piety is no longer about sending money home from one safe job. Our filial piety is to be brave. Brave enough to leave the good child template to be creative. Brave enough to accept that the world has changed and we must change with it. Brave enough to not just survive, but to thrive. Perhaps AI isn't a curse. It's a gift. It's a cosmic nudge, forcing us to stop being high-performance robots, and to start being human again. A full human. Creative. Messy. Loving and empathetic. Do you still have that photo? The receipt for your parents' sacrifice? I still have mine. But now I don't look at it as a debt to be paid with a stable job title. I look at it as a reminder that my parents' legacy isn't the exhaustion in their hands. Their legacy is the resilience in their hearts. And my contract now is not to work a clean job. It is to live a brave life. Your job. What part of it is robot? And what part is human? I've just told you my story. What about yours? What is the stable legacy your parents passed down to you, and how are you redefining it in this new era? Share your family story in the comments below. We are not alone on this journey. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe and share it so we can continue telling the stories the world needs to hear. Thank you.